The human spirit, not demeaning it.
Am I doing something crazy here?
No. You're helping me out. You're helping me get to Bangor, Maine. Now.
You wanted air, right?
Yeah. Now hold it now. You got the hammer?
Yeah.
Okay, now pound the nails in.
Yeah.
Don't worry, because I got a bologna sandwich, I got some lemonade, and I got a camp chair in here, and I got a radio.
Okay, you sure you're okay, huh?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, now, Rob?
Yeah.
Now roll it up to the door, and don't be scared. Now, no matter what they say to you, you say, it's not my fault. Rob?
It's not my fault. My God, hey, I don't want to get into this.
You're not going to be in trouble. Just say, it's not my fault. I didn't want to do it. And then I'll be on your side when it goes to court.
Oh, my
Take
God.
it right now. Take it right.
Well, our friends shipped our actor in a crate for $110, which means the correct answer is over 100. So that means that, Nancy, you are correct, and it brings your total up to $700. Tony, you have no money awarded, but we do have some wonderful prizes for you. Nice hand for Tony. Okay, thanks for playing Anything for Money.
We are a culture that believes that you can get something for nothing. We haven't learned that there's no such thing as a free lunch.
Oddly enough, Dr. Joyce Brothers began her TV career as a game show contestant herself, winning $134,000 by learning every boxing statistic in the book. Now, more grandly, she's a media psychologist.
They've done some studies in America where they ask people, would you be happier if you had more money? And almost everybody believes that they would be happier if they had just 25% more money than they have at the moment. When they get that 25%, they want another 25%. But it feeds into the idea that happiness can be bought by material things.
If people like to watch it, you know, why not have it on the air? And it does tend to, I guess, leave people very happy after they watch it. Of course, that's part of all of American television, which to me is sort of disturbing, that it's all intended to leave you happy. You know, we're supposed to be happy about everything and just be in a good mood. So when the commercials roll by, we're in the mood to buy commercials.
Game shows in America tell us a great deal about Americans. They tell us first that there is a true answer, that there is ultimate truth. You are either right or wrong on a television show. There is no gray in between. Americans cannot accept the fact, for the most part, that there may be things that are unanswerable.
Do you personally ever watch game shows, even secretly?
Well, not as a rule unless I'm, you know, at home mortally ill. Although there have been times when I have watched certain game shows and not known why. I guess it's sort of the way you hum a tune you hate.
Diego, what do game shows tell you about the American people?
Well, someone once said that in the American mind, the TV studio is now our cathedral, game shows are the altar we worship at, and our salvation is through winning a brand new Maytag washer.
Not a cathedral, perhaps, but undoubtedly a church where yet more game show contestants were being auditioned, a case of God renting facilities to Mammon. In this case, however, it was something far more intimate than general knowledge that was being assessed. No doubt God knew what was going on there, but I wonder if the vicar did.
James Joyce, author of the world-famous classic Ulysses, had an unusual fetish. According to the Intimate Sex Lives of Famous People, what did James Joyce like to do? A, wear his wife's brassiere to bed. B, take a dog's temperature in church. Or C, carry a pair of doll's panties in his pocket. Which one of those?
Well, I've read up on James Joyce, and I think it's the doll's panties.
Okay. Candy, do you agree or disagree with that answer?
I disagree.
You disagree with that answer?
He probably wears his wife's bra.
These people, extroverts, exhibitionists, were being scrutinized for a show called Everything Goes.
Wrong to disagree with means, Bill, you get to take off a piece of Candy's clothes. Candy, what's it going to be?
My half slip.
All right.
What do you, as a woman, think of this show?
It's sexist. I've been complaining about that all along, because what happens in the end of the show is the women, they get down to a G-string, and you see their tops. But the men only go down to a G-string, which is nothing more than you would see on the beach.
Why do you suppose these people come here? What do they get out of this?
Well, they win $1,000. that's the first come on, I guess, to them. These people want to earn the $1,000 and they win a trip as well. I don't really know. I have no idea what entices them. I wouldn't do it. Would you?
Not for anything, certainly not for $1,000.
Right.
Which means Trudy gets to take off another piece of your clothes. What's it going to be?
Looks like a B-rated movie down
Style.
So what's a nice girl like you doing with a show like this?
My husband's the executive producer, so that's what I'm doing here.
I'm not entirely sure any husband deserves a wife that loyal. Still, how successful have the night's candidates been?
The girl in black, Candy, a little too hefty for us. We're looking for thin, attractive girls. Bill was okay. He didn't seem to have that much fun with the game, but Bill was okay. Trudy, the tall one, Trudy was interesting, and she could be a possible contestant if we were going for sort of a Dudley Moore, Susan Anton look. And Ryan had a little bit of an attitude, so Ryan would be a choice.
That's a tough job, isn't it? You've got to go on and see even more.
I know,
of
but
these
somebody's got to do it, you know?
That's right.
The trip to Mazatlan, $1,000 in cash, the rest of your clothes. Which celebrity has given the correct answer?
I'll say Pat.
Pat McCormick said breasts. Says her face. It's me. And he's also earned the right to remove the rest of Debbie's clothing, and he will, I'm sure.
There's one reassuring thing about Everything Goes. You can't watch it on any of the regular broadcast channels in America, but only by subscribing to a cable channel. Only a small minority of the TV audience, the cable audience, is exposed to this sort of thing. The American networks may be desperate for viewers, but they're not that desperate. Not yet, anyway. All the other shows we've seen, those on the ordinary channels, stick to more socially acceptable forms of vulgarity. And so, after all the hype and the hysteria, what exactly is the appeal of the game show? Well, for a start, Andy Warhol once said a time would come when everyone would be famous for 15 minutes. And for game show contestants in America, that prediction has already come true. Secondly, for the viewer, there's a feeling of identification, the conviction that, given the chance, he or she could also have answered those questions and won a washing machine or a car or a house. And thirdly, and let's be honest, game shows are fun. They're pretty mindless, certainly, but on the whole, they're harmless. Except, and this is what makes me uneasy, except that game shows, just as much as commercials, seem to reflect the underlying and basically rather cynical philosophy of American TV. Namely, that true happiness is only possible through the acquisition of more and more material possessions. Now, I can see that this may be good for bodily comfort, but I really don't think it does much for the soul.
Congratulations to you. Best wishes for a thrilling reign. Good luck to your kids in 4th grade. Now this is Jack Bailey saying goodbye, saying we wish we could make every lady in America queen for every single day. Bye.
Thank you for joining us. Please be with us for the next edition of Tic-Tac-Toe. Bye-bye.
We'll see you tomorrow. 2 new couples. So long. Bye-bye.
This is Bob Barker reminding you to help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
The British Broadcasting Corporation would like to express its thanks to these companies and individuals for their kind cooperation in the making of this program. Barry and Enright Productions, Goodson Todman Productions, Eric Lieber Productions, Price Productions, Don Reed Productions, Scott Sternberg Productions, also Dr. Joyce Brothers, Esther First, Monty Hall, Barbara Paskin, Howard Rosenberg, and Paramount Pictures, Telepictures, ABC, and CBS Studios, members of the Queen Birthday Club, and contestants Jennifer Paul, Diego Domingo, Tom McKee, and Rick and Joanna Reyes. Locations coordination in Los Angeles was by Lynn Navarro. This is Blaine Fairman speaking for the BBC.